Let's be real, have you ever dreamed of making a hit song? But what if you could create a studio-quality track, like right now, just by typing a few words, even if you can't play a single note? Okay, we've got to dive into this, because the world of AI music generation is absolutely exploding, and tools like Musicful are basically putting a recording studio into anyone's hands. So I want you to meet Oliver McCann. By his own admission, this is the last guy you'd ever expect to see in the music industry. He's a visual designer, not a musician, and his story, well, it's the perfect way to understand just how much of a game changer this technology really is.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How did he sign a record deal? One of the tracks he made with AI help blew up, getting 3 million streams, and bam, an independent record label signed him. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the new reality of how music gets made.
You see, what makes Oliver's story so mind-bending is that, for most of history, that dream of making music was locked behind this huge wall of obstacles that, for the average person, just seemed impossible to climb.
I mean, just think about those old barriers. We're talking years and years of practice, thousands of dollars for instruments and studio time, not to mention needing to know all that formal music theory. For decades, music was kind of this exclusive club for a select few.
But now, that entire wall is just crumbling. AI music generators aren't just opening the door to the studio. They're putting a virtual one on every laptop and every phone, a lot of the time for free.
And the process is, well, it's almost absurdly simple. You just type an idea, maybe something like upbeat pop with a summer vibe, or you can paste in some lyrics you wrote. Then you pick a genre from a huge list, and then, in seconds, the AI spits out a complete song, with vocals, with instruments. It is literally that fast.
And the stuff you get is staggering. Full tracks, you can remix old songs, it can even be a powerful tool to just bust through writer's block. But for tons of creators out there, the single most important feature is that last one. The music is 100% royalty-free. So being royalty-free, what does that actually mean? It means you can use the music you create in your YouTube videos, your podcasts, your indie games, and you never have to worry about copyright strikes or getting your content demonetized. For independent creators, this is an absolute game changer.
And that freedom has basically lit a fire under a whole new creator economy. Suddenly, this massive barrier for independent creators, the cost and the pure hassle of licensing music, has just vanished, like overnight.
And you can see this new ecosystem is already thriving. YouTubers are generating unique theme songs, podcasters can score their entire episodes, and you've even got freelancers on sites like Fiverr who are already offering custom AI song creation as a service. It's creating brand new ways to make money, often for people who never call themselves musicians.
Okay, so this all sounds incredible, right? A true democratization of art. And you know what? In many ways it is. But this huge technological leap has created a massive shockwave. And the established music industry is really feeling the tremors.
Because here's the flip side. While AI solves the problem of access for new creators, it creates this monumental new problem for artists, a copyright crisis that threatens the very foundation of the music business as we know it.
This really gets to the heart of the conflict. On one side, you have these incredible gains for new creators, but on the other, you have what feels like immense pain for traditional artists. And the central issue? It's that these AI models are often trained on vast libraries of copyrighted music, just scraped from the internet without anyone's permission and without paying a dime.
This quote from Forbes just captures that sense of urgency and fear perfectly. For the industry, this isn't some interesting little experiment. They see it as an existential threat that they are scrambling to understand and, frankly, to control.
Major labels like Sony and Universal, they're not waiting around. They've already filed massive lawsuits against AI companies like Suno and Udio. And their arguments are pretty clear. You can't just build a new music business on the back of stolen art. They're terrified of a future where streaming services are just flooded with cheap, machine-made AI slop, and human artists get pushed to the sidelines. So, where does all this leave us? We're at this critical moment, this crossroads where technology, art, and the law are all colliding on a global scale. And this isn't just a niche issue. It's become a full-blown technological arms race.
I mean, just look at the sheer speed of innovation here. Over 54,000 patents related to generative AI were filed by 2023. A quarter of those were in 2023 alone. And you know what makes up a huge chunk of that? Speech and music patents. The train has already left the station. And this isn't just a race between companies, it's a race between countries. The patent landscape is absolutely dominated by China. Which just goes to show you the massive geopolitical stakes in controlling this technology. This is so much bigger than just a few startups.
Because of this speed, a lot of experts believe the window for action is closing, and closing fast. The music industry is pushing hard for urgent copyright reform. They're demanding that AI companies get explicit consent before using songs for training, and they're calling for clear labels on any AI-generated content. The next year could define the next century of music.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question. Synthesizers and drum machines, they were once seen as threats too, but they ended up becoming powerful new tools for human artists. So will AI follow that same path, becoming just another instrument in the toolkit? Or are we actually witnessing the birth of the artist as an algorithm, something that fundamentally changes what it even means to create? The answer is being written right now, one prompt at a time.